turn of the last century, the Black Country was littered with workshops and factories making all sorts of products out of iron and steel. It was known as the workshop of the world. This is one of them. It's Side Bottoms. It was built in 1913 at a place called Wensfield, which is near Wolverhampton. Come on in and have a look round. When the factory was first opened, they had no machinery whatsoever. The blacksmith was the main man who worked on the forge, because most of the components had got to be bent with hot metal. They would have been forged by the blacksmith. The other parts, the smaller parts, would have been made on the benches and then taken down to the assembly area to be assembled. The first machinery that came into the factory came in 1930. They were called fly presses. They could bend, shape and pierce metal without it being hot. The product this company made were animal traps. They were designed to maim and trap animals. This one, for instance, would be for a wild boar or a wolf. This one would be typically for a fox. Other traps they made were these. This one, for instance, is a bear trap. Went mainly to Canada. And this one is called a bar trap, and it went mainly to Australia, and they used it as a dingo trap. Dingo obviously is a wild Australian dog. If a fox is attacking the farmer's chickens, for instance, he would want to set a trap, and he'd set a trap like this to catch that fox, because the fox would be losing him money. There'd be no consideration to the welfare of the fox, they just want to catch him and stop him doing it. The trap would be set, and it would be camouflaged. They would use leaves and grass, and they would put some bait, some food around the trap to attract the fox to it. Along would come the fox, and at this time the company employed around about 120 people, men, women and children, but mainly women. The reason being they didn't have to pay the women as much as they paid the men. In 1935, to meet the huge demand for these traps, they introduced a Tangy gas engine with drive shafts and power presses. Power presses work continuously, turning out components to a high degree of accuracy. In 1958, an Act of Parliament by the UK government banned the use of these traps in England. Was this bad news for Side Bottoms? No. They exported 90% of what they produced. Despite this Act of Parliament, Side Bottoms continued to trade, now exporting 100% of what they produced. The factory was a hive of activity. They were busier than ever. The stencils on the walls show some of the far-flung places in the world that these products were exported to. Following the UK ban, Side Bottoms enjoyed some 13 years of profitable business. During this period, many other countries banned the use of these traps. Slowly, the demand for Side Bottoms products declined, and in 1971, the last packing case was nailed, and the company ceased production. The factory was due to be demolished as part of a development program for the area. It would have been lost forever. This fascinating part of our history was saved when it was taken down brick by brick and moved here to the Black Country Living Museum. Today it serves as testimony to the rich industrial heritage of the Black Country.